So welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we're taking a look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club Ape token release, plus a load of news and events across the crypto markets. We had the FOMC yesterday, just a little update on that, and of course, some price action from some of my bags. So let's just jump right on in here. You can see BTC at around 40,800 bucks right now. And essentially what I'm looking for here is us to break this previous high, this lower high at around 42,500 bucks. And if we do break above there, I think we're going to be moving swiftly towards the mid-range point here, around $45,000 to $46,000. And that is a real line in the sand where if we can flip this area, test it as support, we've got a lot of breathing room up ahead, and we can move into the low to mid 50s over the course of maybe the next couple of weeks or month, as it does seem that we have quite a few of those headwinds now truly behind us. Of course, there's still a few risks out there. Think China, Taiwan, potential black swan event with that. We've also got to keep an eye on the Russia debt payments being made. Again, there's some key dates coming up in April for that as well. If there's defaults, again, a bit of a black swan could potentially arise that could really negatively impact financial markets. But as we stand here today, it looks as if BTC will grind higher. That is my bias right now. Made a few small additions. We're going to talk about those, as I mentioned a couple days back, but putting a little bit more risk on into this market. So the Fed yesterday hiked rates for the first time since 2018. We're now up to 0.25 to 0.5% for interest rates, and they will be hiking at the remaining 6 meetings this year, as per their projection for a 1.9% by year's end. So 6 meetings multiplied by 0.25% gets us roughly up to 1.75 to 2% for the federal funds rate. So yesterday it wasn't a hugely optimistic talk, and neither was it really bad and hawkish either. I think Jerome is pretty much keeping to a tightrope, trying to appease those who want inflation down, but also trying to ensure he does not rug pull the markets. Major areas to look at here on this economic projections. Number one here was real GDP growth. This was previously projected at 4% here, but now at 2.8%, so a real slowdown in growth. This is bad. And of course, the Fed funds rate going up quite substantially as well, up to 1.9% from a December projection of 0.9%. So not enough to kill the markets at this point, but there's definitely a hawkish outlook here. The next meeting around the 3rd, 4th of May, and they've made it pretty clear that QT will occur and those interest rates will be continually hiked up at these meetings. So the market now has priced in essentially what is going to happen. It's all been telegraphed to us, and so barring any black swan events or any accelerated hawkishness from Jerome Powell and the Fed, I think the market now knows exactly where it stands. So let's have a quick look at some of the coins I've got in my watch list for 2022. I'm going to remove one here today, which is multi-chain, as I think it has massively underperformed where I thought it was going to be. Let me just refresh that. And looking across the board here, so these are the cryptos I'm really interested in. Of course, Terra, Luna, my biggest bag now. Anchor Protocol, I've continued to add to that and DCA down, as I did buy a little bit higher than this, near the high $3 region. So I'm just averaging into a bigger position here, but very bullish on Ank. MOONBEAM, Glimmer, we've talked about this, a little bit of update on that as well today. And A-Star, both of these Polkadot based smart contract platforms I am super bullish on in terms of where they can grow to over the course of this coming cycle. Then we have revenue producers like GMX and Joe down here, both performing pretty damn well. GMX is a bit of a cash cow. I'm interested, do not have a bag in that. Neither have I bought Joe as of yet. Keyed out as well, the stablecoin narrative playing out nicely here, almost up to $1. So this one's had a nice push forward here. Kajira, the liquidation engine that will be going fully cross-chain. Super bullish on this as well. Of course, I have a bag of that one. And Octopus Network is kind of an outside bet for a layer 1 protocol as well. Core holdings for me currently, Terra, Ank, MOONBEAM, A-Star, Chi, and Kajira as my main focus points, but tracking all of these as we go forward. So Ank, big update today. You can see it's in red here. It's now on Avalanche, so you can natively get UST over on AVAX and take out a loan against your staked AVAX. So this is all done via MetaMask as well, and this is really showing the maturity of Anchor Protocol. As Ryan Park puts here, in line with Anchor's first birthday, it has now taken its first step into the interchain. So powered by Wormhole, X Anchor brings Anchor's functionalities to non-Terra blockchains, starting here with AVAX. And this is unique with a seamless cross-chain user experience, focusing on the fact that most users care about which chain they're on, not what chain their app is on. So with only MetaMask, users can now directly interact with Anchor contracts on Terra Money. No Terra wallet extension required, which could have been a bit of a barrier to entry. But now this seems like a real mature move for Anchor to progress forward. And we're starting to see these Terra dApps moving cross-chain. Kajira's already doing it with that Kala integration, more lined up for them as well. And you can see the big boys like Anchor also following along. This is the power of IBC being built on the Cosmos SDK. Terra Luna here, the Luna token is around 87 bucks, dipping down towards this line I previously chalked out as somewhat to come and test. We've done that on a couple of occasions here, and I think this is going to be our springboard for our next move higher, as long as BTC does continue to kind of move in the form that we're expecting here, with a move up towards at least the mid 40k point once more. Have I bought Luna? No, I've bought some bonded Luna. So over on CoinHall, which I'm sure for any lunatic is now one of your favorite websites, you can just pick up bonded Luna at around a 1.1% discount right now. So if you're looking to get into Luna, you can buy here at a discount. Then you could go and do the slow burn over on Anchor Protocol and convert it into Luna after a 21-day period. Or you could just hold B Luna and earn some UST rewards for holding that asset. When I go about buying bonded Luna, I typically do it on the Kajira app. If you need a video on that, how to do it, drop me a comment down below. Happy to provide more context. A bit of Moonbeam news here. So Katie Horn's new fund joins 10 million round for Polkadot lending protocol Moonwell. So essentially a lending protocol such as Aave being built out on Moonbeam here. So this is by Luna Labs, and this is the latest team to emerge, announcing today on Thursday a funding round of $10 million to fuel the development of Moonwell Artemis. And Moonwell Artemis will work like Aave or MakerDAO by allowing users to lend their crypto and take out over collateralized loans. So this has been backed by the likes of Arrington Capital and Katie Horn, who was formerly of Andreessen Horowitz. And Moonwell Artemis is set to launch in April, but Luna Labs is already piloting its lending protocol on the sister chain of Moonbeam, Kusama's Moonriver. So you can see how that process works. You trial stuff over on Kusama, then move it to the main chain on Polkadot thereafter if things are successful. So that pilot approach on Moonriver has already got $230 million in TVL. So you can see there's an appetite over on the Moonbeam network from big players to get involved here and make early steps on this new layer 1 blockchain. So in a video I did just yesterday looking at Metcalfe's law, network effects and crypto via Raoul Pal's model, getting into an early stage layer 1 blockchain before the big money really turns up and starts transferring across the network, and before huge numbers of users get on there, you're positioning yourself before the network effects and thus the price appreciation really kickstarts. So that's one of the reasons why I'm continuing to buy some Moonbeam tokens. I've got some real stink bids left over on Kraken that I'm hoping do fill, as although in the short term things could well be bullish here in crypto, the macro backdrop and what can potentially go wrong, we could really get a March 2020 style event once again. So do be aware of that. I am bullish in the short term, but midterm wise we could have some real hurdles in the way, and I do want to be positioned for that, setting up stink bids and being aware that even if everyone gets bullish here on Twitter over the next day or so, things ain't so rosy. So big news here, Ape token released by Bored Ape Yacht Club. Says here it sinks 80% in opening hours. Well, of course it was going to drop down when you just airdrop like 10,000 tokens to Ape holders. You're going to be incentivized to sell and sell pretty damn hard. So we just go down here. Owners of Bored Apes would airdrop roughly 10,000 ape coins, with 15% of total supply being available to claim today, this morning on Thursday, the 17th of March. Of the remaining supply, 47% will go to the Ape DAO treasury, 16% to parent company Yuga Labs, and 8% to the Bored Ape Yacht Club founders, and 14% to launch contributors. The floor price for a Bored Ape NFT briefly fell to 79 ETH following the airdrop, but has since rebounded to around 90 ETH. Of course, people got in, very smart individuals scooping up apes over the last couple of days, claiming the airdrop today, and then dumping those apes back down at 10,000 at current prices. No need to really tap this in as it's $8. You could have made 80k from an airdrop of just one Bored Ape. And so no surprise, people started to dump them. But the question is, will the dump continue? Well, here's a brief history of airdrops in the crypto space here. Uniswap had a nice run up and then got dumped down. Rarible, similar run up and then dumped down. Not even sure what Botto is. Super rare as well. Pump up and then eventually a dump down. Looks rare, similar charts. Opened out, very similar charts, and ENS as well. So if that's anything to go by, previous standards of the crypto industry, no surprise the ape coin is taking a bit of a beating today, but still the market cap here at $8 is around $673 million circulating, and an FTV of nearly $7.75 billion, which is insane for a brand new coin. It hit around $40 earlier on FTX and is now trading around 8, dumped down to around 621, has been captured there. This in general leaves me with so many regrets about not buying a Bored Ape last year. As a 10,000 token airdrop, 80k at current prices, some people getting out in the $10 to $20 region, making 100, 200k here. Wow, crazy, crazy stuff. And no real surprise to me that you dump that airdrop immediately. As considering the market conditions, walking away with say 100 grand for a day's work, not bad whatsoever. Animoca and other big brains are behind Yuga Labs and are working closely with them. They have a game coming out. I think this is a bit of a nod towards that. Animoca Brands is excited to announce they'll be adopting ApeCoin for the secret project we've been developing with BAYC. Also a reminder, anyone can register at somethingisbrewing.xyz. Now, if you don't mind connecting your MetaMask and completing a KYC, which means they're going to know exactly who you are, well, it may be worth doing this. I think this is going to be around the game that's coming out, and maybe there'll be a little airdrop of an NFT or something there in the background. So could potentially be something to consider. Now, having those ape regrets, and I'm sure many of you at home, if you don't own an ape, but have previously in 2021 had seen them, and maybe they were in your price region at some point, also have these similar regrets and not getting your hands on at least one, well, maybe this will make you feel a little bit better. So today someone aped in with 100 ETH into the ape coin straight away. They parted with $279,000 worth of Ethereum, that 100 ETH, but only managed to scoop up around $13,000 worth of tokens. So what looks to have happened here is that they swapped their 280k 99.125 ETH for just 1,725 ape tokens. That is a fat finger of epic proportions, but you can see they routed through 1 inch, and it must have gone to a very illiquid pool and had an absolutely enormous price impact. It could not have gone through Uniswap v3. There's plenty of liquidity on v3. As you can see over here on Uniswap v3, a 100 ETH buy order actually doesn't even impact the price more than 0.1%. So this is a pretty horrendous trade. RIP to that guy. So with the markets now fully aware of what is coming, J Powell has set out the landscape ahead, the roadmap for crypto and risk assets as it applies to the macro backdrop. Are you now bullish on these markets once more? Let me know down below. I'm interested if people are starting to maybe bid a little bit more here, or are we just putting in lower high, lower high, lower high? And subsequently, are we going to now fall below this trend line that we have been kind of holding as support here? Keen to know your thoughts and opinions down below as the Twitter echo chamber flips bull to bear very, very easily. And of course, if you're new here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, drop me a thumbs up as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.